Hello, algebra students. This is lesson 6.11. We're just going to practice more with factoring, taking what we did in the class the last couple of days and practicing some more on the video so you can see it worked out. So my first problem is 2x squared minus 7x plus 10. I'll look at it. There is no GCF, so I'm going to multiply the front and the back, and I get 20. Okay? So I need to have something that multiplies to be 20, but that adds to be negative 7. So I know both of these are going to be negative. So if I do 5 times 4, that doesn't work. If I do 1 times 20, that doesn't work. 2 times 10, that doesn't work. So this one would actually be prime. Okay? This one, first thing we look for is a GCF. So do 2, 6, and 10 have any factors in common? Yes, they have a 2. Do they all have y's? Yes. So I'm going to take the lowest power of y. And so I'm going to divide my original problem by 2y. Okay? So 2 divided by 2 cancels. Y cubed divided by y leaves me with y squared. Negative 6 divided by 2 leaves me with negative 3. Y squared divided by y leaves me with y. The y's cancel here, and I'm left with negative 5. Okay? So now I've got to try to factor this trinomial. So I multiply the front and the back, which gives me negative 5. What can I multiply to get negative 5? And I know my signs are going to be positive and the negative, and my negative is going to be the bigger one. Okay? So only thing I can multiply to get 5 is 5 and 1. Is negative 5 plus 1 negative 3? No, it's not. So this is actually my answer. Okay, so that's my answer. That is my answer on that one. Alright, I got a blank screen. This one, everybody freaked out about this one today. Anytime you see a problem with more than one variable, you are not going to have to factor it beyond the point of GCF if there's still more than one variable after I do my GCF. So 8, 24, and negative 48 all have an 8 in common. They all have an x, with x being the lowest power. They all have a y, with y cubed being the lowest power. So I'm going to go ahead and divide everything by x, y cubed. So any number divided by itself is 1. 24 divided by 8 is 3. X cubed divided by x is x squared. Y to the fifth divided by y to the third power is y squared. Negative 48 divided by 8 is negative 6. X to the fourth divided by x is x cubed. Y to the fourth divided by y cubed is y. And since I didn't do anything with that z, still got to have it in there. Since this is a royal mess of a bunch of different things, we do not factor it any further. This is my answer. First thing we look for is a GCF. So I notice that 4 and 400 have a 4 in common. So I'm going to divide them by 4. So I have c squared minus 100. Since this has two terms, 1, 2, it is known as a binomial. This is where I go ahead and do the square root of the front and the square root of the back. 1 is plus, 1 is minus. This is my answer. Alright, no GCF here, so I'm going to multiply my front and back number and get 6. Since I have a negative sum and a positive product, I know I have negatives. What do I multiply to get 6? Well, negative 2 times negative 3 gives me 6, but negative 2 minus 3 gives me negative 5, so it's not that one. And the only other one I can think of is 6 times 1. It's negative 6 minus 1, negative 7. It is, so I'm going to go ahead and write them as factors. Okay, and then my next step is to divide by the front number. Okay, so now I have x minus 3 and x minus 1/2. Since this does not have a denominator, I put it in my answer. Since this has a denominator of 2, I'm going to multiply it by 2. 2 times x is 2x. Since I have a 2 multiplied here, that cancels my 2, and I'm left with just 1. So here is my final answer. And that's all the practice I have for you today. We're going to keep practicing on our review tomorrow and be ready for our test on Friday.